Hello, I'm Stevie Dogs from siift, and today I'm going to explain traction metrics for startups. Hello and welcome. Do you ever wonder how investors actually decide whether a startup is worth betting on? It's almost never just about a flashy idea, a slick pitch deck, or a charismatic founder. What really matters is whether you can demonstrate real traction. Well over 90% of startups struggle to show the kind of concrete proof of progress that investors, partners, and even internal teams need to believe in the direction of the business. Without clear traction metrics, even the most passionate founders can look stuck in a fog, unable to prove they're moving forward in a meaningful way. They may be building and shipping non-stop, yet still fail to communicate momentum. Today, we're going to break down what traction metrics really are, why they matter, how to track them effectively, and how to avoid the common traps that derail promising startups. By the end, you'll know which numbers tell your startup story and how to use them to earn trust. Unlock resources and build momentum. This isn't abstract theory, it's a practical roadmap you can apply immediately. Let's start by defining traction metrics. Think of them as the vital signs of your startup. Just like a doctor checks heart rate and blood pressure, founders and investors use metrics to understand whether a business is alive, stable, and improving. These indicators measure progress across customer acquisition, retention, engagement, and revenue. Customer acquisition cost, or CAC, tells you how much you're spending to bring in each new customer. Monthly active users, or MAU, show how many people consistently engage with your product. Conversion rates reveal what percentage of potential customers take meaningful actions like signing up or paying. Churn rate measures how many customers stop using your product, often signaling deeper issues with value or experience. Revenue growth rate shows how quickly income is increasing. Taken together, these metrics form your proof of concept and demonstrate that people want what you're building and that your business can sustain itself. Traction metrics generally fall into three categories: financial, customer, and operational. Financial metrics include revenue growth, burn rate, runway, and gross margin. Revenue growth shows how fast income is rising. Burn rate reveals how quickly you're spending capital. Runway tells you how long you can operate before needing more funding. And gross margin shows how much revenue remains after core costs. Customer metrics focus on CAC, customer lifetime value, retention, and churn. Customer lifetime value estimates the total value a customer brings over time, helping you judge whether acquisition costs make sense. Operational metrics capture how users interact with your product day to day. Monthly active users, activation rates, feature adoption, and engagement scores reveal whether users stick around and where friction exists. Each category tells part of the story, but only together do they create an honest picture of your startup's health. A practical way to stay focused is to choose one North Star metric that represents the core value your product delivers, then support it with a small set of leading indicators. Your North Star should reflect value created, not just activity. For example, a marketplace might track completed transactions, while a subscription product might track retained paid users. Supporting metrics like activation rate, time to first value, repeat usage, and retention help you understand what actually drives that core outcome. This keeps teams aligned and prevents metric overload. Clean definitions matter just as much as the metrics themselves. Decide what counts as an active user, what defines churn, and how revenue is measured. If these definitions shift, your data becomes noisy and your conclusions unreliable. Consistency builds credibility, especially when sharing metrics with investors. Metrics should also evolve as your startup matures. In the ideation stage, focus on validation metrics like customer interviews, problem-solution fit, wait lists, and early willingness to pay. During the MVP stage, track early adoption metrics such as acquisition, activation, engagement, and feedback quality. Once you reach product market fit, shift toward growth metrics like conversion rates, CAC efficiency, retention, and organic growth. At the scale stage, emphasize sustainability with metrics like monthly recurring revenue, net revenue retention, customer lifetime value, and market share. Aligning metrics with your stage ensures you're measuring what actually matters. Tracking traction isn't just about collecting numbers. One major pitfall is the vanity metric, trap celebrating impressive-looking numbers that don't reflect real progress. Page views, downloads, or followers may look good, but without engagement, retention, or revenue, they don't prove traction. Another common mistake is assuming faster growth is always better. Rapid growth without strong foundations can hide churn, inflate costs, and damage customer trust. Red flags include metrics without context, changing definitions too often, focusing on a single dimension, and ignoring qualitative feedback. A strong approach balances quantitative data with real user insights. Cohort analysis is a powerful upgrade. Instead of looking at averages, break users into cohorts by sign-up date or acquisition channel and track behavior over time. This reveals which channels bring high-quality users and whether product improvements are actually working. Cohorts turn raw numbers into actionable insight. Traction metrics aren't just for investors, they're decision tools for founders. They help you decide what to build next, where to invest resources, when to pivot, and when to double down. They align teams around facts instead of opinions and help you tell a clear, credible story externally. A simple weekly cadence works well. Review the same core metrics, note what changed and why, and run one focused experiment tied to a specific metric. Over time, these small, measured improvements compound. If this feels overwhelming, you're not alone. Many founders struggle to separate meaningful traction from noise. That's where siift.ai comes in. Siift's intelligent business canvas helps you define goals, choose the right metrics for your stage, and interpret what the data is actually telling you. With structured guidance, personalized feedback, and prioritized next actions, you move from guessing to making confident, data-driven decisions that are being scrutinized or at least open for informed discussion with stakeholders like potential investors or even just your teammates. Ready to unlock your startup's full potential and de-risk your growth? Start using siift.ai to come up with the right metrics for your business instead of guessing and wasting time learning the hard way. Then streamline the process to improve. Then with granular support from an AI that understands your business and turns insight into action. Don't guess your way to success, measure it, learn from it, and build a sustainable, resilient business. Don't guess your way to success, measure it, learn from it, and let Siift help you build a sustainable, resilient business. Every metric tells a story, and learning to read it can change your future. Be a data-driven entrepreneur and filter out your bias, blind spots, and distractions with siift.ai.